me.
That's right.
Amen. So I'm going to use this to my best ability. But as we wake up, we thank God, we go about our daily activities. We do routine things, bathe, wash, eat, check email, have breakfast, go to work, go to school, come to church, mundane things, things that we do out of habit, things that we do on a daily basis. Especially even when it comes to grooming yourself, you want to make sure yourself, hair comb, certain things of that matter. The basic necessities of just being presentable. We're talking about God is preparing me. So he gave me this illustration of a company on the preparation of oneself. And I'm going to back it up and you'll see where I'm coming from in a minute. As you do these daily things, whether you're male or female, young or old, we all have this tendency to use this item, even subconsciously, without us really even knowing it. Even as young girls will probably use it quicker than young boys. But as they will grow up into men, you start to see yourself doing this more often. This one company that was founded in 1990, Albany, Ohio, has expanded throughout the United States, 1,600 stores, and at the end of 2006, January 2006, did $2.2 billion in sales. This is just one company of something that we use on a day-to-day basis. We take for granted on the very necessity of the power of scent, smell.
Yeah.
The title of my subject is called Bath and Body Works. Even though this is a men's theme, he actually gave me a woman as an illustration. I'm going to read for you briefly, coming from the book of Esther, chapter 2, verses 12 through 18. We talk about being prepared. Now, when every maid's turn was come to go in, the king assured, after that she had been 12 months, according to this manner of woman, for so the days of her purification accomplished to wit 6 months with the oil of myrrh and 6 months of sweet odors, with other things of the purifying woman. Then this came every maiden unto the king, whatsoever she desired was given her, to go with her out of the house of the woman unto the king's house. In the evening she went on, into the morrow she returned into the second house of the woman, to the custody of Shechat, the king of the chamberlain, which kept the concubines. She came in unto the king no more, except the king delighted in her, and she were called by the name. Now with the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abimelech, the uncle of Mordecai, when taken forth the daughter, was to come unto the king, she required nothing but the Hagar, the king woman appointed. Esther obtained favor in the sight of all of them that looked upon her. So Esther was taken unto the king the 10th month, which is the month, and the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in the sight more than all the virgins. So he set the royal crown upon her head. Then the kings made a great feast unto all the princes and the servants, even Esther's feast, and made a release to the provinces, and gave gifts according to the state of the king. Bath and Body Works. July 2nd, I was telling with someone, is the middle of the year, and we're actually in the 6th month. Half of the year is pretty much gone. We're wrapping it up. In the preparation of God preparing us, he gave me this illustration of the scent. We present ourselves, we want to look nice, smell good in the presence of others. But this portion of this other half in preparing ourselves, God wants us to make sure our inside smells just as good. So far, he gave me the revelation that your very actions can give off an aroma. The very thing that you would necessarily do out of spite, envy, or hate, and malice is actually a stench in the nostrils of God. It goes back here. It said in the 6 months with oil and myrrh and 6 months of sweet odors. this latter part of the year, God is preparing us to give us a newer scent to Him. If we are praying and asking for certain desires to be made manifested in our lives, we may have to make sure we smell good inside and out. To let Him know that He is our King. He is the one who purifies us and cleanses us every day. We must make sure that we stay steadfast and be in the right standing with God in preparation. He gave me this other illustration, even with Bath and Body Works, how we spend so much money in smelling good, but we just leave our insides all messed up.
My God.
We're completed of a lot of things that we kind of overlook. Yeah. And we wonder why, just like Bishop said, we can't get to where we need to be. Amen. Because our hearts isn't right. Now, for everybody, if it is so, great, but you know what we have to work on. You know myself and everybody else. I take first part of this. Amen. So even going into this latter part of the year, the second half of the year, 2014 is pretty much gone. Our situations, this Bishop made me think about something. Our situation actually bathed us. Oh, yes. Our circumstances showered us. Even when it comes to the area of grooming, it made me think about, and correct me if I'm wrong, for a woman, when she perms her hair, the actual heat will make it straight. That's right. For guys who cut their hair or trim themselves up, if you hold the clippers too long, the heat that is generated from the motor will give you a sharp razor tape. Oh, yeah. It hurts, but it looks good afterwards. Yes. For the woman who goes to the beauty salon and waits all those hours up on that thing, once it's done and you look through the process, it looks good. Amen. We thank God for our preparation and our time of building a new aroma, a new fragrance to Him. But in this latter part of the year, July 2nd, the middle of the year, we're going to go out in these last 6 months with a bang. This year is pretty much done. Even for women, He said, you're already my cherry blossom. You're already my euphoria. I have already cast the love spell on you. You are my cashmere glow. You are my American cherry blossom. And you're already my cucumber melon. For us guys,
come on, Solomon. All right, Solomon. Come on, Solomon.
If we make for us guys spray on obsession of Christ, we recognize Him as being our Hugo Boss. When we trust in Him, He will take on us a very wonderful nautical voyage. Yeah. But to sum it up, in Him preparing us for men and women, He wants to give us a nice, fresh splash of His cool water. Yeah.